I was involved in an accident at a gas station. I was sitting there getting ready to pump gas when I was walking behind a vehicle, and another vehicle came up from behind and rammed into me, pinning me between both vehicles. This was at Fort Bragg. I was a soldier at the time, and had a pretty bad knee injury as a result of the accident. When I was struck by the other vehicle, the driver of the other vehicle continued to step on the accelerator, and it actually even forced my vehicle to move about 2 feet forward, even though the brakes were on and everything. I was leaned over the hood, screaming in pain and agony, and finally some others that were near the scene came by and got the driver out of the vehicle and finally pulled the vehicle away. The other driver just was not paying attention. The other driver apparently was having an argument with his girlfriend. Once the car was backed up and I was laying on the ground, emergency medical services came, took me directly to the emergency room. You know, you hear certain commercials, and certain commercials really stick to you. And James Scott Farrin just kept popping into my head. I spoke to my wife and I was like, hey, you know, let's give them a shot because we don't know what's going to happen from here. We don't know exactly what the extent of the injury is, number one. Number two, or what kind of other medical expenses we'll incur. And I called the office, James Scott Farrin, and within the day, they had a representative over at my home and explaining what the steps were going to be throughout the process. My situation was a little bit unique in the sense that not only did the law firm have to deal with the civilian hospitals and doctors, but they also had to deal with the military side also. They kept me updated on where things stood. At one point, I did have to go overseas, at which time I let him know. And through emails and even phone calls, we were able to communicate as to what the status was of the case. Each time that I called, the staff was very professional, very courteous, and they would answer whatever questions I had at the time if they could. The overall experience was just great. I didn't have to stress out about anything. Again, I was kept abreast of everything that was going on, and it gives you a peace of mind, really. I'm just not another number on a filing system. I'm actually a person, and I'm being treated as a person, and I'm getting my questions answered, and I'm getting my needs met by the law firm, and that's what's really important. And James Scott Farrin has definitely done that for me. If you're looking for professionalism, if you're looking for care, personal care, this is the place to go.